dropping this, and then you're good to go. Good afternoon, everybody. The Free Admission Channel now presents the brand new show, Mats and Marks, with your host, Jonathan Malice.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who were tuning in to see Bully Zone and Lance and, what's the other cat's name? Austin. You are in for a treat. We want to first wish Bully Zone good luck on your future endeavors and a good luck and smooth sailing. And now, I want to introduce to you the owners of the Gold Coast Federation and new hosts of Mats and Marks here every Sunday at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, R.J. Wallace and Joseph Saint. Come on in, gentlemen.
Thank you, as always.
Yeah, absolutely. Gentlemen, congratulations on a successful show. I want to be the first to wish you luck. And before I step away, I just want to say that I am deeply thrilled that you were able to overcome some adversity with your show yesterday and some adversity in the past and really pull off what I think both the fans and the wrestlers as well would have to say it was a quality indie show here in Orange County. So I won't take up any more of your time. I'm going to wish you all the best. Good luck in the new time slot. I look forward to working with you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Urs, good luck.
Thank
And
you, sir.
Godspeed, gentlemen.
Godspeed.
All right. RJ,
My man.
we just had GCF Presents Injustice for All
Yes, we
yesterday.
Very successful show. I just want to thank everyone who came to the show.
Look at that guy up there.
Oh, jeez, man.
Now, that's a sweet logo.
That's
All right.
It's a real dated logo. Shout out to that geek show. Eric Lucas, the executive announcer on the announce team for GCF. You know, he created that logo 100 pounds ago for myself. You know, I mean, I'm excited. This is a brand new venture for Gold Coast Federation. Another outlet to get us out there, man.
Absolutely.
And
Well, and for those that are just joining us, obviously, some people don't know who we are. This is RJ Wallace. He is the owner of the Gold Coast Federation. I'm the commissioner, Joseph Saint. We've been around for nearly a year now.
almost.
If you haven't seen our product, we would love for you to come out and see it. We just had Injustice for All yesterday. Let's go over the match card. Let's talk about what happened.
Oh, a lot of twists and turns last night. You know, we left off with Maximum Carnage back in March with Divine Intervention. You know, team of Chris Cadillac, Freddie Helmuth, Freddie Flores,
Azrael.
the Count. What's it? Is that his name? The Count.
I believe that's the Count. They had
like-
Lord Atu with them.
Oh, he had Lord
They had
Atu, the little kid with the
little kid running
fedora.
around now. Still haven't
Little-
caught his name, but he certainly caught an elbow when he tried to get involved in Cadillac's match.
That's what I heard.
Last night, which we'll go over. But let's take it from the top. DI waged war on our promotion.
Yes, they did.
At Maximum Carnage, it ended in total destruction. They took me out. He made the save to his credit. We did not get along, so I'll give you credit where credit's due. He made the save. They took him out. We had a roster of wrestlers try and save us. This was at the end of our show, and they took out everybody. Now, everyone had already wrestled their matches, which I don't really agree with. You had a tired roster run out, and Divine Intervention took them all out.
Yeah.
And for the better part of 2 months, 3 months after, have been bragging about how they're going to take down our promotion. And that's where we left off with yesterday's Injustice for All. They tried to claim that they were going to have a repeat, and they didn't.
Nope.
Granted, it didn't end the way I would have wanted, but the start of the show, they tried to take credit, and we brought out B.A. Marcus Frey, who is going to take them out one by one. He's already started this.
With Freddie Flores.
They're already down a member. They might be down a couple members after last night.
BA put the hurt on him. Well, maybe might be down 3. We don't know. I mean, that Azrael
I mean, it's
guy.
questionable. B.A. and Azrael are the current tag team champs of OCCW. And B.A. called Azrael out on this. He wants to know where his loyalties lie, and we really didn't get an answer.
We didn't.
which I would love for Azrael to, smarten up. Seems to have a good tag team going. You don't need DI. DI is a plague that we don't need it.
Dirty plague. Real dirty plague.
So we brought BA out. He evened the odds. They bolted from the ring. That's how our show started. After this, we went into an open challenge from our champion.
Wasn't so goddamn open. But it was a challenge, all right.
It is what it is. My champion, after 280 days, demanded that we get him some competition. He called out everyone. He left an open challenge. Vintage Dragon accepted. And, I can't even quite explain what happened there, but that match was over before I could even blink. And Vintage Dragon came out the victor and was the second SoCal heavyweight champion in the history of the GCF.
You know what? I wasn't mad at it. Well,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. I wasn't mad at it. Shout out to Vintage Dragon.
Vintage Dragon walked out and added more gold. I couldn't keep up with how much gold he had on him.
He had like 4 belts when he walked in, I think. One of them was the OCCW title, but,
that's another
that might
story.
be a sore subject.
And I know that, I almost thought Uberstud might get involved too, which he wasn't seeming happy if you saw him backstage when Vintage walked away with yet more gold.
We had to keep them away from each other in the back. That would have got weird.
That one got very weird.
But, Vintage Dragon won the title from our former champion. And he felt like his first match wasn't enough. He felt like the crowd deserved more. The crowd needed something, and that snake, Chris Cadillac, decided to slither himself in the ring and see a loophole in the deal.
Here's my issue. We had, at the end of our show, Vintage Dragon, who won the title in less than 2 minutes, came out at the end, buried our promotion, buried the other promotions that he had a title at, said that he didn't get enough competition, and then Chris Cadillac came out, goaded him into a title match against our wishes. We now are forced in a situation where we didn't necessarily want either of those men to have our belt, but it is what it is. He's goading him into a match. We both come out and say no to Vintage, don't take the match, don't accept the match. He accepts it anyway. They ring the bell, which, why would the bell ring if the commissioner didn't call for it, the owner didn't call for it, and a match gets chosen?
Well, obviously the timekeeper should be fired.
So this match is going on as our main event of Chris Cadillac and Vintage Dragon against our wishes, and at the end of that, there's some questionable antics, a ref bump. Mikey O'Shea, who, again, I just gave a speech at the beginning of the show saying he is the heart of every promotion. And yes, I said some things against him. I said the heart can get in the way of making tough decisions. Well, this was not a shot at Mikey. I just meant sometimes you can't make the tough calls.
Sounds like he took it pretty personal.
He's definitely the heart, but not always the brain.
This is what I'm saying. You're all heart. You can't make tough decisions. I made a tough decision. I hired BA to take care of DI. He started it. He's not finished yet, and he's going to continue it. Mikey didn't have what it took to put the nail in the coffin. But he had what it took to interrupt the main event, and Jackknife? Was it he powerbombed Vintage Dragon after a ref bump. Then Cadillac gets the win. So in one night, we had our second crowned champion in history and our third crowned SoCal heavyweight champion in history. I thought we had DI taken care of, and now they hold our heavyweight title.
Once again, it's a thought. It was a thought. It was a real thought.
That's an issue.
The issue that we have here is that GCF has officially gone off the rails. Because now, Chris Cadillac is the champion. He's the representation of GCF. That means Divine Intervention is a representation of GCF. Well, imagine if Helmuth would have won the UV title.
And we'll talk on that because that's the happy note of the show. That something that I created, an entire division. The UV division was just a concept in my mind of what I thought we could shape hardcore. I don't like deathmatch. I don't like that term. So we changed it. I have a UV division, a division based on no rules. Now, I don't need them to use weapons. It's the idea behind it. You can do whatever it takes to win a match in this division. I don't need to see glass. I don't need to see thumbtacks. But not everyone likes rope breaks. Don't have rope breaks. Not everyone likes getting counted out. I think it's a stupid concept. Go beat up your opponent and do what it takes to win. That's the UV division. And these guys tore the house down. There was, I don't even know where to begin in this match. Phoenix Kid came out of nowhere and flew from the ceiling into the crowd. That alone made it for me. They brought an ironing board out. They broke a table on the outside. Helmuth got powerbombed through a table on the outside and hit concrete after going through a table.
Lots of insurance
That was
liabilities in
insane.
this match.
The UV division, I couldn't tell you. I was like, it was my baby. I just watched my child. It was amazing.
Evil, maniacal
You know,
baby.
not everyone wants to have a happy baby. I mean, it's amazing though.
Not
This
everyone
was
wants
the
to have
happiest
babies
spot.
at all.
This
I
was
mean, let's
as
be honest
happy
here.
as I was on this card.
You feel
The
me?
UV division was the brainchild of your commissioner. It was the one happy moment I had last night because DI didn't walk out with that belt. Helmuth, whew. Did you see Helmuth's face after this match?
I saw it.
He might have a broken nose. So at least I got something out of this.
This is true. All right.
And when
I'm
it was
happy.
all
I'm
said
back
and done, and we'll go back on that because that match, I'm going to be talking about that match for weeks. Tony Reyes is our inaugural UV division champion, and I couldn't be happier.
in. Shout out to Tony Reyes. I wouldn't have put my money on him. I don't know why. I
Oh,
felt
I've
like
known
a
since
real
day one.
sleeper
If you
pick.
go back in the history of the GCF, the very first match Tony Reyes had was a bull rope match with Michael Kruger. In many ways, he was the start of the UV division. So I couldn't be prouder that he was the first UV division champion.
All right.
Now, yeah. However, I know I'm jumping around a bit. That's why I'm happy. Going back to why I'm not happy, our current SoCal champion, Chris Cadillac. Mikey O'Shea invaded that match. However, I like Mikey. I want to give Mikey a chance. I think Mikey should be champion right now. Vintage Dragon can claim that he wants another shot. Vintage
can.
Dragon was screwed. I'm going to give it. I say right now, 2 number 1 contenders. Whenever they want it. Mikey O'Shea has fair claim. Vintage Dragon, you want your rematch? Done. Why not have a triple threat the next time we hold an event?
Okay. Well, here's the problem we run into here now. Okay. We have a triple threat match, right? How many members of DI are there?
There's a simple solution. DI is banned from ringside. If DI interferes, Chris Cadillac is eliminated and stripped of the title.
I don't know. There could be a loophole around that. I don't know. They could just recruit a new
It's
member
something.
of DI. They could pay off the ref. I don't know.
Then let's
DI's
get-
devious.
Make DI a little busier that night than usual, and maybe they don't make it to even being out there to begin with.
Or BA can just murder them all.
I
for
mean,
the
don't
next
say it
show.
on the air, but just pay him separately and do what he does.
If they just silently disappear,
Ah,
it's not like,
you don't have to, don't talk about it. Just get
it's
him.
not like anybody watches the 3 o'clock slot regularly anyway.
They
okay?
will in the coming weeks.
Okay,
of
but
Mats
they're
and
not going
Marks.
to reference this when, random members of DI end up dead. Like, oh, how'd this happen? Not going to reference this.
All right. Moving on, though, we had a couple other matches. What were you happy with?
That tag match is really good. Shout out to the
We
Bomb
had-
Squad.
We had a very impressive tag team match.
And Chris Camacho, Drew Masters, OCCW locals, they came down and, gave Bomb Squad a real good match.
They
man.
really did.
It's a
I'll be the first to say I didn't know what to expect out of Camacho and Drew together. I haven't seen much of them. I've seen OCCW, obviously, but as a tag team, they went head-to-head with the Bomb
Well,
Squad.
personally, I like Camacho, man. We from the same hoods, I mean, we
It's a
kind
little
of.
shady between you two. At some points. I don't know.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy. He's fixed my car a couple times too. So I mean, Camacho's my guy. So I knew he would put on a good show. Drew Masters, I mean, I mean, he's been down in Japan, for a little bit,
I saw that.
He's got some intensive training. He looked good.
Looked like a fan of a Dragon Ball from what I could see there.
All power to him.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but I think they could do some real good things in the tag division here in GCF. So I mean,
which I'm very excited for. We haven't had much of a tag team division.
Oh yeah, we have.
We have a very good heavyweight division, despite our champion. We have the inaugural, obviously, UV division. There's a separate, very separate there. We have not had much of a tag team division, and I look forward to booking as it is. In fact, I would love to hear who some people would love to see us book.
Let's not get crazy here, though. Now, it's
I'm always open to hearing who you want booked on our shows.
How about those Destination 6 tag champions, man? Why don't you guys come down here, defend those belts in GCF?
Who's the current of those?
Shit, I don't know. Who are the? Isn't it like Simon Lotto and
Simon, I know they have them.
I know they're having a tag team tournament like
I believe
next
that's
weekend.
The Crown. So I mean, we would love to have other.
Whoever wins the Destination 6 tag titles,
If
hit us up. Come to GCF.
If BA can get through to Azrael, I would love to have them defend the OCW tag titles as well. I am always open to seeing other champions from other promotions.
Me too. I mean, it's tough, but I mean, I think BA can get to Azrael. I mean, we built up a little relationship with Azrael
Well,
here.
that's the thing. He's a likable guy when he's not with DI.
That's fair. He tried to take my hat,
I mean, they did a little more than that, but all right.
but I mean, like, Azrael's a good guy. I like him. I mean, I kind of called him some names in the ring,
Well, he
but
deserved
I
it.
mean, yeah, he did deserve it.
Now,
Jerk.
there's multiple matches that happen. I don't want to give all of them away because I want to release the footage. I want you all to see the footage in the coming weeks. But one name to look out for is Daniel Moon. Daniel Moon has put on two great performances that I know of
Yeah.
on GCF. He's
Made
been
his debut
all
at
over the
Maximum
place.
Carnage.
I think in the coming months, coming years even, you're going to see a lot out of this kid. He
Moon
took
definitely
Cadillac
does have
to the
a
limit.
bright future. Yeah,
I would have wished he would have gotten the win over Cadillac.
Definitely.
Did he verse? In the past, he's versed
Daniel Moon had Phoenix Kid
Phoenix Kid at our
at
last show.
Maximum
That was a
Carnage,
very
and
good
that was a
match.
hardcore match too. So I mean, seems like he's very versatile and could fare well in any division he's put in here in GCF. And I would like to see him get a little push for the in the heavyweight division. But Daniel Moon is definitely the type of guy that wants to prove himself.
Absolutely. We had the GCF debut of Hyde. Hyde's from Santino
man,
Brothers. That
That kid.
again, these kids are amazing me. I don't know what to expect, and then I see them, and I want them on every card.
That
Hyde, I'm expecting great things from.
Hyde-
Daniel Moon, I'm expecting great things from.
Hyde had a really great match with Mikey O'Shea, and that was a
Well, and
close one too.
We had a rookie going on with Mikey O'Shea, and he took him to the limit.
Didn't seem like a rookie to me, but
Not
yeah,
at all.
man, dude can go, man. He's got the nice long hair and shit, and good looking. He's got the look. I don't say much about that to grown men, but he's got the look.
What I would advise by his look, do not let DI get to you. You have a very similar look. I'm going to tell you right now, you're better on your own.
Dang, what are you
You're better
say-
off on your own.
trying to say? Hyde looks like garbage?
No, whoa. They walk around like a bunch of metalheads. Nothing wrong with that. But I know what DI's thinking. They think that they have more numbers. They want to crowd us and take over. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to any member of DI. None. It's not worth it. You've got a bright future. Don't listen to them. All I'm going to say.
Yeah, Hyde, don't listen to them. DI is going to get dealt with. Let's put it that way. One way or another, we're going to get them out of here. Plain and simple. Starting with Cadillac, preferably. I
Absolutely.
can't stand having him just holding that belt.
No, that's...
I was kind of hesitant on the first champion, but Cadillac, no go. We can't have this happen.
No.
We can't have DI calling shots.
Absolutely not. And that's everything was going our way until that last match that we didn't even call for.
Why
This
didn't-
is the issue.
We should have just ended the show after
I
Mikey.
thought we were ending the show. I thought Mikey had the main event.
You're the commissioner.
Which is, again, why I'm asking. Why did the bell ring? We said no. You have an owner and a
Timekeeper?
commissioner say no, and the bell rings.
The
crowd goes
timekeeper
nuts.
should be fired.
Well, he will be.
Find that timekeeper and fire him. Plain and simple. I can have the girl who works at Snack Bar be timekeeper.
This is true.
Or what was that little black ref that ref the UV match? Have him be the timekeeper. Have Vic Cassidy be the timekeeper, or have Lex Icon be the timekeeper.
Would love to have Lex Icon.
You know, there it goes. You know, have Robert, who does production, be the timekeeper. Anybody in OC you want to be a timekeeper, you message Gold Coast Federation. We're looking for a new timekeeper, maybe even a new ring announcer. At that, you know.
Well, that would. All right. I mean,
you know. I don't know.
that kind of defeats my next point.
I'm just real frustrated after the last show, so I take it out on people.
I can tell.
Yes.
That's
Is that
that's
who's
Deshaun
that?
Castle.
Was that his name?
Our ring announcer that I believe you just called out.
Oh well, he's been around this whole time. Didn't know his name, so I
You do your special high five with him every time I see you go out for the entrance.
yeah, because when you see another black person in anywhere in public, you give him a handshake.
You just know the special. All right.
It's like the Negro spiritual. You just
All
know
right.
it. Live there.
I mean, they have their own happy birthday song and everything.
Jesus, who is that? Why are these people
episode
just
one.
coming?
Episode one, and already you're just, oh man! All right.
They have their own. Who's
I
they?
didn't say a word. I didn't say a word.
She came with you.
All right. My next point is, in the coming weeks, this is a very rough cut of Matt's and Mark's. My goal here is to be a little different from everything else that you see on here. Not in a bad way. I love every show on here. Shout out to Royal Ramble. Love that show. We don't want to be just like them. So you're going to see kind of different things here. You're not always going to see me and RJ.
Nope.
I want to introduce you to the announce team on 1 week. I would TJ Suave. Oh
What's
man,
your man,
our
TJ
announcer
Suave?
TJ Suave could have a show of his own.
Well, the reason why I'm like all sluggish now is because TJ Swaff had a little after
I
party.
bet. I always say
I-
no to him because I would know I probably wouldn't wake up.
Oh,
But would love to have TJ on the show. We have again
Eric Lucas, and Vic Cassidy.
Vic Cassidy. I
Maybe
know
your little minion Geo Amazing might.
Geo
come on the
Mason would
show.
love to be on the
I
show.
bet he would, because
We would love to have guests on the show as well. Some of our talent will be on here.
except that champion Chris Cadillac. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
I
see
don't,
him. I don't need him.
DI's not invited.
No, none of them. No member of DI is invited.
Love to have Mikey on here. Love to have BA on
Yeah,
here.
so he can explain himself.
Well, I'm gonna give him a chance. You know, keep watching again. This is a very rough cut of our first show.
What if he just
We've
signs
got-
with DI?
In the
What
coming
if-
weeks? Oh, don't even hint at that to me.
Why
can't
did he
handle that right now.
powerbomb Vintage
I can't-
Dragon? That seems
But
logically
he pointed.
ridiculous.
No. He wasn't happy about. He pointed at Cadillac. It wasn't like, oh hey yeah. He gave
What
him
if
a.
it was like a reluctant point? Like, I took that money in the envelope.
I don't think DI has money. First of all, that's why they travel in the pack to begin with.
That's fair.
It's that mentality. Cockroaches.
It's not
travel.
like we pay them much anyway. So I mean,
I don't think I pay them anything.
Yeah.
Why are they still here? But beside the point, in the coming weeks, we want to see
if you give
different
rats a
things.
home, they gonna stay. You know what I mean? Ask my ex-girlfriend. Mikey O'Shea needs to explain himself, man. I left a sour taste in my mouth. Sour. Then Cadillac gonna put the title in my face. I should have put one on him. Pause.
That sour taste is your breath, by the way.
Get him out of here.
What are you feuding with the ring announcer? Jesus, I thought
We aren't
Phoenix
even-
Kid was calling him out.
I don't
This-
even know how he got here either. DI, the ring announcer.
I just imagine that if I don't
random
know
white
any
chick
of them,
who's
you
making
hired them. I
comments
don't
over
know.
here. I don't know how half of these people got here. How they get to the shows, how they know about the show. I don't know.
Well, that's advertising.
Well,
That
no,
is my job.
who's letting people in the door
The
before-
hiring process, I thought you did.
No.
Well, it's something else to talk
Just
about.
like how
off
you
air.
just became commissioner. I was like, what?
Well, no, I'll give him that story. R.J. Wallace. No, let's go back. I thought we were cool, but no, now we're going to do this. R.J. Wallace wanted to be an owner. He became an owner. R.J. Wallace didn't necessarily have the money to become a wrestling promoter owner. He took a lump sum of money
Broke
from a
college student,
group
man.
of investors that gave you the money. However, they
And they
asked
sent you here.
yeah. You took the money and they said, you need to listen to who we choose as the commissioner.
could've
Hi,
said- they could've
I'm
said-
who they chose as a
said
commissioner.
anybody.
And I think I've done a pretty damn good job
Sent
since.
Matt Stryker, Vampiro, could've sent New Jack, could've sent anybody. Could've sent Paul Heyman himself.
I would love that. But,
could've
you
said-
know, you can't just want to be an owner and play owner. You
Could've said
took
Rob
the
Black.
money to run a promotion. They hired me. You're stuck with me. Welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean,
RJ's in a mood. Wow.
I'm just hungover. That's all it is.
Stop partying with TJ Suave.
It's the one
This
time
is how
I've
this
ever
happens.
partied with TJ Suave, like ever in life. He made the deal sweet, man. What can I tell you? Lives in a nice house.
He does.
Yeah, you know.
You know?
I was trying to get him to tell me how like you guys know each other, but
Oh, that's wet.
He was sworn to
That's a
secrecy
story
on
for
that.
another time. Yeah.
yeah, I bet once I find out, it's gonna be. Sounds dirty to me, but you know we'll see. There's probably
He's just a professional.
There's probably videos out there. There's probably something. Scour through the hubs and the X videos and the
GCF on TMZ.
get my staunch investigating team on it.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, well, you speak of the investors. The investors have done a lot to help.
I think they've been very good to you. They've certainly been good to me. But
I bet they have.
why
been
I'm
good to you.
here
But
as commissioner, I'm just overseeing what you're doing. I'm not here to step on your toes. I'm here to guide you.
well,
on your
commish,
way.
since we're doing a little history lesson, let's talk about the guy who brought DI in to GCF in the first place. You.
Well, okay. I signed a match at our very first show. The main event of our very first show was Mikey O'Shea versus Lord Atu.
Mhm.
I signed Lord Atu to a contract in which he stated DI. At the time, this was Chris Cadillac and I'm trying to think. The Count?
Count.
The Count.
The count.
I believe, yes. Okay, so I signed them, Lord Atu and DI. I didn't know what DI was. I thought it was just the three of them. Little do I know the contract is 6, 7. I don't know how many of them there are. I just signed it.
You don't read your own contracts?
Well, I signed Atu and DI.
Don't you
I
have-
know what DI was?
Don't you have a lawyer for this?
No, I just assume I'm smarter than most. You know, that's my fault, but it's because I'm so smart.
Would
You
you-
know, sometimes it gets in the way of things. You know,
How do you just mess that up?
I mean, that was a good main event, though. Good as gold main event.
But look where we are now. Now we're
Well, yeah,
worrying
and I'm dealing with it.
Providing-
Is that how would you be without me here? See, you wouldn't know how to deal.
Wouldn't have to
That's
worry
what I'm
about
here
DI, I'll
for.
tell you that.
You can claim you probably would have done the same thing as me. I'm just saying.
Probably would have
Those contracts are a little tricky.
Judas is my champion or something. I don't know, shoot.
Book Jude is.
Where you at, man? Come holla at me, man.
Again, comment. Let us know who you want to see on our shows.
You know, I mean, next show ain't gonna be for a while, but you know, if you want to be booked on GCF, the email is at goldcoastwrestling@gmail.com.
Just so you know, you got a comment saying #Sheridan for timekeeper.
Well, whoever this Sheridan is, you sound like a terrible person. No, don't want you.
That's your owner. That is
Yeah.
your GCF owner.
Yeah,
Man.
that's where I'm at today.
And I get booed.
Because you,
Because someone wants to play owner gets cheered. I come out and get booed for, being me. Damn, RJ.
shit, I'm just being myself too,
You
man.
got some business to learn. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I went to school for business, so it's all good. man, it's just really it's really bothering me about this DI thing. Like, you brought them in.
We got another comment saying Super Green.
Super Green was on our very first show. We would love to have Super Green back.
Super Green. Super Green. If I say it enough times, I'll remember. Oh, Super Green.
Young man, I think out of Las Vegas.
Out of Vegas. Oh, yeah. That kid was good. And he ref, too.
A lot of heart in that kid.
Ref in the
Love that
mess.
kid. I think Super Green would love the UV division. I'm just going to go out on a stretch here. I think he would fit right in.
I think he would, too.
I would love to have Michael Kruger back.
Someone named Steve Dodge said bring in DI. Listen, Steve Dodge, whoever you are, this is why you probably have like no input into any type of wrestling promotion or anything ever at all. You want to bring in, you want to keep DI. If I ever see you, Steve Dodge, we're gonna have some problems, dog. How about that?
I would. My
Bring
suggestion would be
DI
the punk rock Poindexter, Darwin Finch.
That is a very good suggestion.
We
He's
talk
been
all
on
the
my
time,
radar
yeah.
for a while, actually.
You know, I remember Darwin Finch was trying to get on a couple shows.
He's
but, you
had
know.
some classics with Guy Cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
Darwin Finch is down for the UV division.
This is true. Would love to have him. There's some legendary, and again, for lack of a better word, deathmatch wrestlers that I would love to bring in as well. Not going to say all of them.
Shout to
but-
my man Fern Owens out there. I gave him your card because
Yeah.
I don't have cards, but you know he's
Again, owner, no card. Commissioner, I have business cards. Just little things like this. This is why I'm here.
So you got time to make business cards. Who made them for you? Sheridan, that Sheridan person. Is that who made your business cards? Did she bring that Deshaun Castle character here too?
Again, I thought you hired these people.
No,
I just came in. I don't know. I have 4 assistants. You think I have the time to learn their names? No.
I booked the
don't.
wrestlers and I talked to John about renting out his facility. I don't hire no randoms. I
Well,
have enough friends. Shoot. Not you.
You're going to turn on you
Person
real
in
fast,
the back?
RJ. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus. What's this, the Source Awards backstage? Why are all these people in here?
Look at this. The guy gets a caricature drawn of him as a logo, and he's just too big for his britches now. Turning on everybody.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've had that caricature for a long time. You see that big gold belt on that shoulder?
I see
Look
that
at
big gold belt, which is amazing. This is an old picture, but that kind of looks like the AEW title. A little bit.
I just like to foreshadow in the future a little bit. That's all. That's all it was. 2014 me was very wise.
In the coming weeks, again, since I keep phrasing it this way, we're going to have different segments. I'm going to talk all things wrestling. At the end of the day, I'm just a wrestling fan. Let's be real. I am a commissioner, but I love wrestling or I wouldn't be here.
We all love wrestling.
So while we're on the slight subject of AEW, let me just say that show was amazing. Cody and Dustin, that match is everything that wrestling should be. That is why I'm a fan. That is what I would love to put out. That's my wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I love Cody Rhodes, and Goldust was always one of my favorite characters growing up as a kid. So, I mean, that match, I was glued. I mean, the blood was crazy because you don't see blood like that anymore
No,
in wrestling.
and that right there is definitely them setting out to change things.
And shout out to AEW for pushing that envelope again, like bringing everything that we loved about pro wrestling back to where
and
it
everyone's
should be.
talking, a new Monday Night Wars, a new something. First of all, the show's not going to be on Monday night.
It's gonna be on Tuesday night.
Second of all, it doesn't have to be a war. Competition is a very good thing. It's an alternative to something that's gotten stale in many fans' eyes. The WWE is a product for children. It is what it is. Kids love wrestling. Kids love the cartoony outlandish. That's what Vince McMahon's going to put out until the day he dies. Good or bad. AEW is that healthy alternative that many things have set out to be. New Japan is obviously, not everyone can get New Japan. Ring of Honor, I feel almost has dropped the ball. Love it.
Ring of Honor without Bullet Club is nothing. Let's put it that way.
TNA I won't mention anymore.
Oh, TNA.
Just not worth
well,
mentioning. I love the guys that they have, but I don't know where they went wrong.
Well,
There's many things, but I don't know where they went unsalvageable as a company, and that's
signing
what I
Hulk
see.
Hogan to become the president of the company.
Savage. But there's a time and a place, and had they done it right, it still would have been a success.
No, because Hogan went in with the intention of, we can take down
We can make
WWE.
WCW too. Yes, that was the problem.
And it was
But
like, no. You took away the 6-sided ring. You went on Monday nights at 9 o'clock. You gave Mick Foley the title on the first night.
I mean,
Like, what? Come on, bro. Like, no. Hogan was not the best choice for I mean, neither was Dixie Carter. But, like, like TNA...
still
no.
love, what's his name now? Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact.
Johnny Impact.
I still think he's one of the best unsigned, for lack of a better word, major stars in the business.
Yeah.
I wish he would have not signed with TNA and gone anywhere else.
Well, I think is well.
I mean,
know
TNA's
he's
not
still able-
signed.
yeah.
They're allowed to go
Yeah,
to
they're allowed
any
to
other indies, I
take
believe. but
indie bookings, but yeah, he can't show up in New Japan.
perfect
Even though
scenario, I would love to book him one day.
I would love Johnny Gold Coast. Is that what we would call him?
Johnny Golden?
Johnny Fed,
Johnny Federation.
Johnny
I like
Federation.
Johnny Federation.
Johnny Matson Marks,
Johnny Mort?
Johnny Wallace.
No. He's your son?
Johnny
Could
Saint.
be Johnny
I mean, it
Johnny,
has a good name to it.
Johnny Delo.
I'll drop that one.
Oh dang! I didn't even think about that. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There was actually a wrestler named Johnny Saint.
Was it? Ah,
British
there was
wrestler.
a Johnny Saint. You are correct.
The NXT UK guy.
One of the innovators of the super kick, I believe, or
I've watched some videos of him on YouTube. Amazing. The guy was technical wizard. He was doing flips. He used to do this thing where he would roll up into a ball and just stick his hand out, and when the guy would grab his hand, he'd turn him into a small package.
jeez, wow.
It was just amazing to watch.
See, and that's again. There's so many styles of wrestling that make me a fan. I love the British style because it's something so different than you see out here. Obviously, I love Japan Strong style. Mexico. I love Lucha Libre, obviously, but we're fans at the end of the day, and we want to put out a product that we would want to see. That's what you're going to see. I am a product of the Attitude Era. It wasn't for everybody. However, it was for me. So when I hear fans screaming, "There are children present," it gets to me a little bit. Only because I'm going to say this. I love kids. Come to our show. Watch the show because I was your age watching the Attitude Era. You're not going to see anything quite like that on our show. However, you're letting your children watch HBO. You're letting your children watch many things that are far worse than what we put out as a product.
This is true.
So I'm just going to say, I'm not going to dub us a PG company. Gold Coast is not a PG because we're not labeled one thing. We're not PG-13 either. We are a product that I am. I am a product of the Attitude Era. That is what you're going to see out of me.
I agree with everything you just said there, man. I mean, well, yeah, because I mean, growing up, man, like growing up on the East Coast, man, like we had ECW at its apex, you know, and of course, wasn't allowed to watch it because it came on at 1 a.m. on a Saturday, and you know, the first thing I ever seen on ECW television was Francine in Nothing But a Thong. So, 7-year-old Jamal, once mom walked in the room like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And it was like, all right, it was a wrap. She was, you know, against the whole wrestling thing until she saw D'Lo Brown.
Well, shout out D'Lo.
Uncle D'Lo, man.
Uncle D'Lo.
It's really come full circle. My mom was always screaming at you on the television, and
We've actually had a chance
You
to
know,
meet with D'Lo a couple times
yeah,
since. He's a very good
then my
guy.
introduction to the wrestling business was through D'Lo Brown. So it's come a long way, man. Shout out to Uncle D'Lo. I mean, you stand next to The Rock all the time, but like
Your
Like
mom
D'Lo.
was a D'Lo fan. I mean, why wouldn't you be?
my mom has weird taste. I mean,
You're looking at the real deal now.
no, I just to get. I don't know.
I can say, and I was completely different from all the kids. I booed The Rock every chance I got growing up. Never once did I vote for The Rock until 2004 with his heel turn when he went Hollywood and everyone hated him. That was the first time I thought, okay, I get it. This guy's charismatic. Now I like him. I'm a Stone Cold Mark till the day I die, and maybe that's why I hated The Rock so much. But growing up, I never once cheered for The Rock.
You mean you're like a Stone Cold Mark, or like you're a Stone Cold Steve Austin Mark?
A little both, I guess. But.
I mean, yeah, I was a Stone Cold guy, but
However, his beer is awful.
that beer sucks.
Love
dude.
you, Steve
Oh,
I do
man.
not like your beer.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's an
yeah.
IPA too. It's
yeah.
not.
It tastes like
It's
rattlesnake.
literally. How do you know what rattlesnake?
Better or
tastes
worse than
like?
Old Milwaukee?
Ooh, that is tough. I suppose I would take the Austin beer.
I would take Natty Ice over both of those beers.
I'm a Zima guy myself.
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah, taking it old school. All right.
What's that beer they sell at the 99-cent store? That
Is it height?
height
H-I-T-E.
HITE.
Cerveza spelled with an X.
Oh Jesus! Sir, ooh. Listen. Shout out to all the women that are watching. My grandma in particular.
Shout out to RJ's family.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Sheep Mom.
I mean, growing up, I mean, I loved Stone Cold, you know, for the stuff he did. I got in trouble a lot for the stuff he did in DX. And one of the first wrestling shirts I ever had was a Chris Jericho "Shut the Hell Up" shirt.
I can't tell you how much trouble DX got at me into throughout soccer games where you make the goal and suck it to your opponent. And you're in trouble. Road Dogg got me in deep trouble because I didn't even know what I was saying when you screamed doggy style.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first discipline ticket in school was over that one.
Saying
But-
doggy style.
Oh, yeah. You can't, I mean, you don't know what you're saying as a kid.
This is true.
But I just want to point, we're fans. This is it. I love meeting the fans. I get why some parents want to yell there's children present when something is said at a show. But suspend belief for a little bit and let know we're not setting out to damage your children's minds in anything that we do.
But we can if we want to. Just know that. If I want to have Joseph Satan walk out to the ring in a bikini, God damn it, it'll happen. Blue Meanie style, if you will.
The Blue Mini Dance.
Yes. Okay.
I think it's a truffle shuffle or a.
You know, it's wrestling, man. Like, what do you expect? Like, do you expect John Wick to not say like one bad word, like ever? Like, I mean, you watch like all this stuff on television, or you watch like shitty reality TV, and you think that's okay, but the second someone gets in the ring and calls someone an asshole or says the F word accidentally or lets it slip or, you know.
And I will say, I don't want to go out there and have everyone just cursing up a storm either. There's that all. Find the middle ground. Find the middle ground is all I'm asking for. At the end of the day, the show is called Mats and Marks because we are Marks. We're Marks for the business. I'm a nerd. Look at the Iron Man suit. I'm a mark in more ways than one, and I'm sure that's what this show is going to come down to at times. You're going to hear us go on rants about everything wrestling. You're going to hear us go on rants about he can DJ. Yeah, I'm sure he knows the rap community. He can bring in some. He's got a couple of different shows.
What if I was just an EDM DJ? Like, just sound real. You sound.
In the coming weeks, we're going to have all kinds of guests. We're going to have all kinds of different segments. I'm going to talk movies if we want to and go off on that tangent. But this is a GCF production as well. We are going to talk many things.
And, this is going to be another platform for us to, push storyline and show you guys, the talent that we're going to be bringing in the future, the talent that we have now. And just, show you guys the progression and the evolution, if you will, of GCF. And you know what they say about evolution, it's a mystery. So, dude, I mean, we can kind of just go off the rails here. So if we do like random impressions, it happens. This is live, so I mean, who's stopping us but us? Nobody's stopping us but us. This is going to be a beautiful journey. Who's watching here?
Who we got?
We got Vintage Dragon. Shout out to my man Vintage Dragon.
Thank you, Vintage Dragon. You had a hell of a performance. You can cash in that rematch whenever you want. Don't listen to him. I'm the commissioner. I'll book it.
Well, I mean, I got to sign off on it. But, I mean, my man Danny Limelight watching. Shout out my guy. Good luck on your tryout, man. Best of luck in all you do in your future here. My man Anthony Dominguez had a comment about the AEW stuff we was talking about earlier. He said, sometimes you got to look at the past and take a little bit from it in order to move forward.
Absolutely.
That's what AEW did. And it gave a hint of old school wrestling, real wrestling in their own style. AEW was very entertaining.
Well, and that's the point. I forget who, and it might have been multiple, but people hit a pile driver. You don't see that on WWE. It's banned.
I love pile drivers.
There's alternatives. It doesn't have to be a competition. Just like SoCal Wrestling does not have to be a competition. We love everyone that's performing. I give a shout out to anyone that's willing to do this for a living. I would love to run joint shows with whoever would like to talk. It's not competition. It's healthy alternatives.
If that ever happens, I'll tell you that. There's in Southern California alone, I think what's happened as far as indie wrestling is concerned out here is, people just think of the PWGs and, bar wrestling and the AWS and, the big ones that bring in the big names that you see on TV. So when you get a small mom and pop like us or OCCW or 3PW or, Destination 6 and promotions like that, people kind of just turn away from them because, they're not bringing in Joey Ryan or Penta or guys like that. But it's also kind of a loss on you because, these dudes work their asses off, man. These dudes are training day in, day out to become that caliber of star.
Truth.
And some do it better than others, man. And, just being behind the scenes in this business for the last year and a half, it's really opened my eyes to that. Because, I was that ignorant indie fan at one point where I would literally only watch independent wrestling if it was PWG because, that was the flagship here, But learning and getting to know people and, know the struggles of how tough it is to be an independent wrestler, my hats are off to these dudes,
Absolutely.
And working with them, it's fun. This is the most fun I've had at any type of job ever. And I worked at Subway graveyard shift.
Was that fun?
Hell yeah, it was fun.
Tell us about it.
That'll be a whole episode.
I was like, yo, I got some stories that my grandma don't need to know about, man.
hit the mute button.
Hey, go clean the house. She cleans. That's what old people do. It wasn't sexist or anything. She cleans. She watches Young and the Restless and cleans. That's what she does. Oh. I don't hate old people. I love old. If anything, I'd rather be around old people. Cause
on that note.
That's why I hang
Because everything
around.
will be clean.
Yeah, that's why I hang around Saint. He's old.
Wow. Wow. Again.
Mark?
That's why he hangs around me. Not, because I can run a successful business or anything. All
that's-
right.
You know.
All right, RJ. On that note, I think we should just say it. In the coming weeks, obviously, we want to put on something different. We're going to hear some announcements from us. You're going to hear what we have planned for the future. You're going to see our talent. You're going to see the announce team. Everyone that you may not have known yet, we want to bring out for Gold Coast Federation. It's not all about me. I know I come off that way. It's definitely not about RJ. So let's introduce
It
you to
is, I
some
made
others
this.
in the coming weeks.
Yes, we will do that. I will find these people's contacts since I don't know them personally, and we will get that going for you. I mean, I know Eric Lucas. I brought Eric Lucas in.
Okay.
I
I brought
brought him
TJ in, obviously, but
Yeah, because you guys used to do weird shit that I'm going to find out about.
please.
Don't know where Vic Cassidy came from. That Geo Amazing kid came with you.
He's the future.
Future of what?
Wrestling.
Dude tried to
Haven't
wrestle.
you seen? I mean,
Yeah, you saw when I punched him in the face 2 shows ago?
well, he's a wrestler. He wasn't expecting a punch. He could have reversed if he saw it coming, put you in an armbar or something.
If I walked up to Mikey O'Shea and tried to punch him in the face, he would stop me. Geo
It's
Amazing
neither
is
here
not a
nor there.
wrestler.
That's all right. Yeah, he's the future.
If I walked
The
up to
future.
Vintage Dragon and tried to punch him in the face, Vintage Dragon would kick.
Geo Amazing's got a little bit
You know.
of time to go before he reaches that level. Not a lot, but a little time. Okay, just give him some.
Have
credit.
you seen him?
Just give him some credit. He's gonna be on his
Have
way
you
there.
seen? I. He
We're gonna stand off again,
He
guys.
looks like the dude who knocked out Anthony Joshua last night, the fat Mexican kid who shouldn't be a boxer.
Christ. Episode 1.
That's Geo Amazing
Episode 1.
with the gay tattoo sleeves and the stupid Geo Amazing on his shirt.
I'd be careful what you say. You don't know who knows who.
You don't know nobody who knows him.
Before he slanders himself anymore.
The views of R.J. Wallace are not representative of the Free Admission Channel.
And certainly not that of the investors that you took the money from that got me hired. I'm gonna
Whoa.
put the-
Listen, no, I have no respect for Geo
All
Amazing as a
right.
character. No, I don't.
well, I'm making a show where it's just you and Gio 1 week. I can tell you that much. I don't know about you, RJ.
Geo Amazing ain't
but
finishing that show. I'll tell you that right now.
that's about all the time I have for this week. I can put it this way. In the coming weeks, again, we're going to have much more for you. We're going to have new segments. We're going to try out new things. We're going to try and be different product for you guys. So thank you for joining us today.
Today,
Thank you, Lex.
thank you, Lex.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert, for manning this for us. And
All right,
may
guys.
all your bumps be in the ring. Oh, I guess we can't say that, huh?
Who's that?
It was John's.
Oh,
We got to
Forget to tuck your head.
keep it tight. Damn it! No.
we'll try out new quips every week.
The best there is, the best there was, the best. No. If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Leave it on the mat, or you're just another mark.
Ooh. If you smell what the mats and marks are cooking. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah. Dig it.
To be the man, woo! You gotta be no. We can get.
All right,
yeah,
guys.
Just get in the comments. What
I
what
got to
our
cut him off
poses
now
should be.
before
Yeah,
it
let's-
continues. We'll see you next time.
Next week.
Thank you
yes.
for joining us.
We'll have a better.